professor at LG Institute of Engineering and Technology, Department of Instrumentation and Control. Our subject is Safety Instrumented System, Unit 5, Developing the Safety Requirement Specification. In today's session, I will discuss last topic of Unit 5. So here we are discussing why we require standard, right? So here we are discussing ANSI/ISA standard. ANSI/ISA standard, and which is number is 84.00.01-2004. So here we are discussing part 1, 2, 3, and sometimes this standard also called IEC 61511 mode. Okay, so let's see. ANSI/ISA 84.00.01 2004 part 1 to 3. So this standard known as IEC 61511 mode provides a summary of the SIS safety requirements. Here discussed key requirements of the standard. The requirements shall be sufficient to design the SIS. A description of all the SIS necessary to achieve the required functional safety. Requirements to identify and take account of common cause failures. A definition of the safe state of the process of each identified SIS. A definition of any individually safe process states which, when occurring concurrently, create a separate hazard. For example, overload of emergency storage, multiple relief to flat system. Okay, so here we have to told about any individually safe process states, right? Okay, so here we are creating separate hazard. The assured sources of demand and demand rate of each SIS. Requirement for proof test interval. So here we have a required proof of test interval. How many times we have tested our instrument. Response time required for the SIS to bring to process to a safe state. The SIL and mode of operation, that is can be demand or continuous for each SIS. A description of process measurement and their trade point. A description of process output action. The criteria for successful operation. For example, requirements for tight shut-off valve. So here we are discussing a description of process output action and criteria for successful operation. The functional relationship between process input and output, including logic, mathematical function, and any required permissive. Requirements for manual shutdown. So sometimes we have a required manual shutdown for our process. Requirement relating to energize or de-energize to tree. We know that energize and de-energize tree for relay. Requirements for retesting the SIF after a shutdown. maximum allowable superior strip rate. Okay, so here we are discussing we have to retesting our instrument after SIF shutdown. Okay, and we have to know about trip rate in our instrument, failure mode and desired response of the SIF. Any specific requirements related to the procedure for starting up and restarting the SIF. All interfaces between the SIS and other system, including the BPCS and operator. A description of the mode of operation of the plant and identification of the SIS required to operate within each mode. Okay, so here we know that earlier we have discussed about basic process control system and SIS. Okay, so here all interfaces between SIS and any other system. So any other system we are using basic process control system. And next discussed about a description of the mode of operation of the plant and identification of the SIF, and that is required to operator within each mode. The application software safety requirements listed below. Right, so which type of software we are using for safety purpose? Requirements for overrides, inputs, bypass, including how they will be cleared. The specification of any action necessary to achieve or maintain a safe state in event of fault being detected in SIF. The mean time to repair which is feasible for the SIF. Identification of the dangerous combination of output states of the SIF that need to be avoided. Okay, so here some dangerous combination of output states. Okay, so we are avoiding in SIF. Identification of the extremes of all environmental conditions that are likely to encountered by the SIS. Identification of the extreme of all environmental conditions. Okay, so here we are encountered by the SIS. Identification to normal and abnormal mode for both plant as a whole. For example, plant startup and individual plant operational procedure. The standard provides requirements for the specification of the application software safety requirements. Next is documenting the specification requirement. Okay, so here we are discussing about documenting the specification requirement. The specification will form the basis of the safety system design. All the required information should be included as a complete package. The following 4 items are key documents that should also be included in the SRS packages. First, the process description. This should include the following: piping and instrument drawing, P&ID. Then description of the process operation. So here we are discussing about documenting of the specification required. Okay. So first we are discussing for plant description. So in plant description required piping and instrument diagram, description of the process operation, process control description including control system design philosophy, type of the controls, operators interface, alarm management and historical data logging. Special safety regulations including corporate, local, state, provincial or federal requirements, reliability, quality or environmental issues, list of operational or maintenance issues. Number 2, cause and effect diagram. A cause and effect diagram can be used to document the functional and integrity requirements in simple manner that is easily understood by all disciplines. Number 3, logic diagram. Logic diagram can be used to supplement cause and effect diagram for more complex and or time-based functional and sequence. They may not easily be described using a cause and effect diagram. Logic diagram should be produced in conformance with ISA. Then number 4, process data sheet. The process data sheet ensures that the information required for completing instrument specification sheets is well documented. Thank you for watching video. If you have any query in this session, then you can ask me.